Hi, and welcome to our 10 minutes, definitely not at 10 today, but this is round 2 where we're going to be talking through killer apps. So there are a number of apps that we particularly like for our clients, and Fluidly is one of our favourites. So I'm going to switch over and share screens so that you can see. If I can just change this entire screen, there we go. So Fluidly is a credit control and cash flow forecasting tool, and we've started to use this with a number of our clients. We haven't got a test account, so I'm just going to talk you through some of the features as they're mentioned on the website and tell you how we use them. So the tagline is that it saves hours every month chasing late payments with Fluidly's intelligent credit control software. And I would say, yes, that is absolutely true.
So, I'd actually argue it does more than just save time, because most people just don't do it.
Yeah, well, that's yeah.
So it does it for you.
Automate the job you hate, isn't it? It's it's really clever. So there's a number of things that Fluidly does particularly well, and I really like it for many reasons. Just trying to get a switch over. So the first one is automated email chasers. So you can set up, save time on chasing late payments. So you can set up all of your automated schedules, and you can also set reminder days. So you've got your email that goes out perhaps on 14 days or 7 days, and maybe you want to actually have a phone call on 5 days. So you'll get a schedule of the phone calls that you need to make today when you log into the system. So it's really quite clever in that way. And it also chases multiple invoices and sends a statement, not just a single invoice, which is what Xero does. So banish overdue invoices. So Fluidly gets your invoices paid on time and gives you more cash in the bank more quickly, blah, blah, blah. So Fluidly generates an actions list automatically, and it's ordered by priority, so that when you log into the system, you can see which people you have to call and chase today. So it allows you to let Fluidly do its job and chase the people who are Fluidly will chase the people who are late and a bit tardy, but it allows you to chase the people who are super late and overdue and potential bad debts or potential poor payers. So it allows you to take a much more proactive view of your credit control.
And on the topic, if you get issues with any of your clients, you can also on-off these disputed items. So if you do have any clients who are causing you a great deal of hassle and Fluidly is emailing them and they're like, we've got issues with this, you can just switch it off temporarily until you resolve the disputes in question. So you don't get any of these annoying chasers going out to a client who's causing you hassle anyway, which just irritates them further. So it's a really useful feature. And that one hopefully is something you never need to use, but you never know. It does happen, but it's handy to have the option there to switch it off if you do need to.
Yeah, so Fluidly helps you keep a complete record of when invoices due and when they're like to be paid. So Fluidly has intelligent software engine that will actually forecast when your customer is most likely to pay, which is also very clever. That's not something that we've seen in any other software system. Now, Fluidly has email templates, so it provides you with a number of email templates for chasing your customers, but you can edit those, of course, and you can change the schedule. So it might be that you don't want to chase 7, 14 and 21 days. Maybe you want to chase every 10 days, or maybe you want to chase once a month. Hopefully not, because that's way too long, so definitely don't leave it for a month. But you've got many options on how you can set these up. You can also set up different schedules. So how does that work, Harry?
So in the schedule basically setup process, you can make more than one schedule where you can have different reminders at different times. So you might have one schedule where you remind them on 30 days, another on 6 days, another on 90, just to be a bit over the top on that one. Or you might have one which is a bit more proactive and might be activated on 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, and so on. But the good thing about this is you can change the actual language you use in the actual template itself, so at each stage. And then you can assign a different schedule to different client types. So you might have some clients which you've perhaps got a different arrangement with. And these ones can have their own custom reminder schedule rather than getting chased on 14 days when actually they're an end of month payer. So really helpful on that one, because it just gives you a little bit more flexibility on exactly how you're chasing your clients.
Yeah, so actually that's quite helpful if you've got small clients that you might want to chase on a weekly basis, but you've got corporate clients, the big hitters and the blue chips, where there's absolutely no point in chasing more than once a month because you're fitting in line with their payment processes rather than they're fitting in line with your credit control. So they do have a video on their website. If you go and have a look at that, that's quite clever. So quick reminder here, there are automated statements, call scheduling. So this is, there's no automated call to the customer. You have to make them, just to be clear. There's automated reminders. So that lets you know when your debtor has actually opened those. There's the human logic. So Fluidly doesn't chase promised debts and grouped invoices intelligently, just like you would. And you've got your action list. Fluidly does tell you in the morning when it's going to put its chasers out on that day, and basically helps improve your performance. You can also, there are credit control reports in Fluidly, so we use the reports in Fluidly to tell the clients how we are chasing those debtors.
Yeah.
So you can also use it for your own credit control. So if there's a note on that particular debtor, say they're late or they're promised to pay next week, or there's a particular cash flow issue, that note will be shown on your credit control report. So that's quite clever. We like that a lot. Now, unlike almost every other credit control system that we've seen in the in the industry, in the marketplace, it Fluidly has cash flow forecasting. Now, the cash flow forecasting, according to Fluidly, it's auto magical cash flow forecasting software. So it's a cash flow forecast that's produced in minutes and gives you a powerful look into the future. So this cash flow forecaster is gold dust.
Yeah, you don't find many of these lying around.
No.
And actually, from experiences, Fluidly's cash flow forecasting model is actually more user friendly than some of the other ones we have seen. But it's handy that it's built into your actual credit control, because that's going to have much of the information you need in it.
We've seen different credit control programs and different cash flow forecasters, haven't we? And this is the first one we've seen where it's all together. The first one we've seen where it's all together and it works. So that's really good.
When it works, that's the important one.
Yeah. So here they're saying that gone are the days when you need to spend hours on a spreadsheet. It's powerful cash flow software combines your financial data with artificial intelligence to produce your cash flow forecast. So that works. So if you've got a debtor that was due to pay on the 15th of the month, and then you've got a promise to pay by the 30th of the month, Fluidly picks up the fact that you've got a promise to pay that has moved it out by 2 weeks. So it will do that. Now, if your customer has a habit of paying a week late every time he pays, then Fluidly will pick that up as well, and they'll look at the predicted cash flow forecast based on their historic behaviours. So that's really good. Now, it does allow you to pick up things like rent and salaries and the kind of stuff that doesn't fit in your debtor chasing. And it also forecasts your outgoing payments, so you can get the full picture of your outgoing cash flow. So you can drill down into the bigger picture. So you can view your cash flow forecast on a daily, weekly or monthly basis, so there's no nasty surprises. So we're working with some of our bigger clients at the moment to implement Fluidly and do this cash flow forecasting tool. And we've got our old manual spreadsheets that we're running alongside, and we'll still continue to run until we're confident that Fluidly has picked up all of those things that you don't normally find in a cash flow forecast, or you don't always think about in a cash flow forecast. It's very easy to focus on cash in, cash out in terms of your debtors and your creditors, but what about your rent? What about your VAT? What about bank loans and repayments and that kind of thing? Those are the outliers and the unusual things that tend to get forgotten about. Now, according to Fluidly, you're only 5 minutes away from a cash flow forecast that will change your life. So some bold statements, but we do like it. So if you're looking for a cash flow forecasting tool and a credit control tool to help bring the cash in to your business more efficiently and help to manage the cash that you have got in your business, then definitely take a look at Fluidly. So that's it from us today. That's our 10 minute at 10, or not quite 10. Let's just switch back to us. There we go. And no, I don't think that's back on us yet. So still playing with the software.
I think it is. It looks like it is. But you have to right click into the bottom bit to get the screen up half the time. And the problem is the screen, I know it does actually look like it's not changed back.
It hasn't changed back. So right.
Who knows? Maybe
Harry will talk while I'm still working on that, how to move
work.
us all around.
So yeah, bit of an interesting one. But actually, yeah, there we go. We're back. Yeah, so really, really useful software. It's got a lot of features in it. And as mentioned right at the start, most of the problems with credit control are simply not doing it. So if you don't do it, it's definitely worth investing in a system. And even if you do, actually, it can save you quite a dramatic amount of time. So it's really, really worth the money.
I mean, we found with our smaller clients, it takes, maybe an hour or two to set up, doesn't it? It's not too onerous. It's got some big clients with huge age receivables, and that does take a lot of time. But something that's quite small, you can just literally plug it in, check the emails, change the text a little bit, and go. And it's really good.
Yeah, and actually 9 times out of 10, what I find with credit control is most people underestimate how long it takes them to do it manually. So they either say, oh, it takes an hour, when the reality is they only chase half the debtors in that time. Or even worse is they say, it takes me an hour. They've only chased like the top 5. Yeah. So all of a sudden you've missed all of these other stragglers. And the reality is it's best to have a catch-all system.
Yeah, I think so. And then use your time to actually call the ones that are the really naughty ones that do need that personal touch. That does make a big difference. So that's us for 10 minutes at 10 today, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.